Hello and welcome to Homemaking with Joy. We're in my basement today because we are starting some seeds. We will be winter sowing in these jugs. I thought I'd share because I really like this process and hopefully you will enjoy it too. This is only about my third year gardening and my second year winter sowing in these milk jugs, but I really like the process. I like to keep it simple. I'm still definitely a beginner, so you won't find very many gardening tutorials here, but I do like to share what I'm working on and how I'm learning. I didn't grow up gardening. I didn't know anything about gardening. I didn't even see a garden until college, which is crazy, but now I really like it. So I'm getting my seeds ready to put in my jugs I thought I'd share. I'm choosing cold hardy plants that can be outside even when it's still cold. They'll use this milk jug as a greenhouse and germinate on their own. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So I have some kale, Buttercrunch lettuce, Romaine lettuce, Arugula, spinach, and broccoli. I'm trying broccoli for the first time this year. I hope it turns out because I really like broccoli. So let me get set up a little bit here and I'll back you up and I'll show you what I'm doing. I have all of my supplies here and I like to set everything up before I get started. I am sitting on a sheet. I laid a sheet out on my floor for easy cleanup because it's always a mess when you're working with soil. I have my 6 milk jugs. I have one that I didn't cut yet, so I can show you how I do that. And my utility knife, which I will use to cut that. I have duct tape that I use to close the jugs when I'm done. A Sharpie for labeling all of them because you have to label things in your garden if you want to know what they are. What else? Seeds, I just shared those. Potting soil, scissors for the duct tape and seed packets, and a very fancy cup for scooping the soil. So let me zoom you in and I will show you how I prepare this milk jug for winter sowing. You can use scissors or a utility knife. This is my preference, but whichever you do, please be careful. Please. So the idea is you start with a regular milk jug, throw away the cap, you don't need that. And then you want it to have a hinge. So we're gonna put soil on the bottom, hinge it, and then close it to make a little greenhouse. So we just have to cut this to have a hinge. Also drainage holes. So let's do that first. Done. Drainage holes. Now we're going to cut around the outside so it has a hinge. Always cut away from yourself. Safety first. I'd love if my cuts were straight. They're not. Close this when you're done. Ta-da! I know. Very technical tutorial here. That's it. So now I will grab some soil and we'll fill up the bottom before putting some seeds in. All my milk jugs are full of soil. I'm going to start adding some seeds. So I'm going to grab each seed packet, put a couple in, close it, and then label it right away so I don't forget what is in each container. So here I have some arugula from MIgardner. I like to shop from his store because he is just a wealth of knowledge. I have learned so much from him and I really appreciate everything he does for especially new gardeners. So I just put a bunch in. Hopefully most of them will germinate. When the time comes, I'll just pull them apart and then plant them where they're actually going to go. Just ruffle that in a little bit. Grab some duct tape. And close it to create a greenhouse. Sharpie. Arugula. Arugula. Next. Next one is romaine lettuce. This is from Rohrer Seeds. They're fairly local to me, which is one of the reasons I like supporting them. I have a tendency to put too many seeds in here, so I'm trying not to put too many in. I will lightly water these two before they go outside. That's the whole point of having the top open, is that it can catch precipitation, so you don't have to worry about watering them. Which is, again, one of my favorite things about this method, is that as long as you have some precipitation, you can pretty much let these go until you have little seedlings, which is ideal for me because, as you may or may not know, I have 2 toddlers in my house. And so my first priority is keeping those people alive, and then I can focus on the plants. I will also be starting some seeds indoors under grow lights, so not having to do these as well is a load off of me. This is romaine. Romaine. Next we have Buttercrunch lettuce, also from Rohrer Seeds. I planted these last year and they were really, really good. I'm very excited for fresh garden salads again. Whoops, that was a lot. Oh well. And most of these greens will be planted in my green stalk that I got for Christmas. Very excited about that. That will save footprint of my garden. I have 4 garden beds, and I will have a 5th soon, thanks to my very handy husband. And I can plant other vegetables in the beds if all of my greens are in the green stalk. What is this? Buttercrunch. Ta-da! Next we have spinach, also from Rohrer Seeds. I like to grow spinach fresh, but I also like to freeze it and then keep it for smoothies. My kids are big fans of smoothies, and if I can get some vegetables in them that way, always a win. Two more. Some kale. We will sometimes put kale in our smoothies too, just to switch up the greens, different nutrient profiles. I also really like kale in soups and stuff, just to get it a little bit wilted. It's a little more palatable, a little less bitter. My family doesn't love kale though, so I don't grow very much of it. But with kids, you got to keep them exposed to lots of different food items, and if they help grow it, they're way more likely to try it. They really like helping in the garden, and they're a little bit older. Well, they're a year older than they were last year in the garden, so I'm anticipating they will be at least a little bit more helpful, hopefully. This is kale. And this is curled kale. Last one is the broccoli. This is the one that I'm most nervous about. I've grown lettuce and spinach and kale before, but this one feels a little more challenging just because it's new. But everything new is challenging, right? Okay. How many do I put in here? don't know. I'm making this part up as I go. Couple more for good measure. Okay, I'm just putting this out there. Obviously, I'm a new gardener. If you have tips or tricks or information you'd like to share, please put it in the comments because I will take any information that I can get. Anything that will help more things grow in my garden, I'm game. This is super old duct tape, so it doesn't stick very well, but it'll do the trick. It just has to keep them mostly closed. Okay, don't forget to label broccoli. Okay, I think that's it. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, nothing fancy, but now we have some seeds. It's officially 2023 gardening season. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to being outside again. If you start some seeds like this, let me know. There are lots of other people on YouTube who do seeds like this, so if I didn't give enough information or you want to check some other things out, please just search winter sowing. Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead is the one who introduced me to this idea. I am so, so grateful. Go follow her if you don't already. And yeah, hopefully I'll keep you updated. Hopefully this won't be the last garden video I share because I'm a big fan of gardening and sunshine, it's coming soon. Hang in there, everybody. Enjoy your indoor gardening before we can finally get to outdoor gardening. See you next time.